I'm a relatively new member of the WGA and SAG.
Welcome.
Thank you. I came to the US in 2009 around the time of the Occupy Wall Street movement.
Yes, sir.
At the time, I remember being confused as to what exactly they were protesting. Some signs talked about climate change, others about gun control, taxing the rich, funding schools. To me, at the time, it felt like a potpourri of causes that had nothing to do with each other, and I couldn't figure it out. Now, 15 years later, I'm part of several strikes during this, our hot strike summer. Nurses, drivers, flight attendants, writers, actors, all standing up to demand fairness in our industries. As it turns out, the Occupy Wall Street causes and all of our causes are different heads of the same monster. Relentless, unregulated corporate greed. We march and strike with different asks, but the core problem is the same. I joined the WGA when I got a writing job at Saturday Night Live. That job was the first time I ever experienced financial stability. My parents, a civil engineer and an architect, are both college educated, hardworking, talented, and productive, but live in a country where that's just not enough. I remember being perplexed by how, in the US, I suddenly had health insurance. I could pay my rent, get a mattress larger than a twin, and even send money to my parents, all because of my writing. But that's because our unions ensured that if I was part of something that generated money, and SNL generates a lot of money, I would receive a fair and proportionate amount of it. Not long ago, I got to direct for the first time. And I felt prepared, because under my old school writing job in broadcast, I experienced production and post-production. I had been on countless sets and editing bays. I knew how to talk to costumes, that rain was a pain to execute, and that a good wig could really break a budget. We strike so that younger, talented people get to learn this and be a part of the creative and grow from it and not be just replaceable, overworked freelancers. We strike so that actors and writers working with huge studios and highly profitable streaming service in the richest country in the world don't worry like my parents do in one of the poorest. We strike so that the new me doesn't come to this country and instead of writing their own immigrant story through their own eyes, find that they can't because studios would rather use AI to plagiarize mine without my consent. We strike so that our industry lives up to the values we so successfully sell to the public. So that we can go beyond representation, beyond inspiration, and into the actual practice of good. Our industry loves the American dream as a concept. They love the idea of an extraordinary individual succeeding against all odds, against all obstacles. Maybe the CEOs don't realize that they now have become the odds and the obstacles. And that we're not just gonna elbow each other to be the one or two that finally makes it to the top, but that we now stand united. And when we cross that path together, we better hold the gate open for our PAs, our gaffers, our teamsters, and everyone who hopes they make obscene amounts of money. And may I ask you, we are only asking for roughly 1% of that obscene amount of money. We may have different jobs, ask for different things, show different priorities in our signs, but when you follow the money, it all stems from the same seed. Well, we figured it out. Maybe the studios are going to have to massively reinvent the way they do business and doing the unthinkable, paying their CEOs just slightly less than obscene amounts of money. Enough is enough with the greed. Thank you.
Can I have